to put allspice, which is for prosperity, luck, healing, purification, and money. So we're going to put allspice in, if I can find my allspice, because I know I have a container of it. Where did you go? Here it is. Clover's already in there. This is taking a second. Sorry about that, guys. Going to put, where the fuck did that oil go? We need patchouli oil. Come on. Come on. There it is. Patchouli. And there was one other, oh, dandelion. And maple. We're also going to use. We're getting fancy tonight. All right. So, let's get into it. Oh, I need my pestle and mortar. Ow! Jesus. I'm just a disaster. Like, why do people even... Why do you guys even watch me? I'm such a mess. We don't need this residual spiciness that's still in here. See, this is what happens when I don't, like, plan to do this stuff and I just, like, start witching, like, spur of the moment kind of thing. Lucifer, I am absolutely not leaving the chili peppers in there. Where did the other piece of my pestle and mortar go? I swear to God, you guys. It's not there. It's not there. It was on the coffee table. This is why I don't clean my house. Peppers. This is a mess. Where did it go? Oh my God, Bam Bam. It was on my couch. Yeah, you absolutely could specify that you were to like win the money instead of like having it come to you in a different fashion. You could 100% do that. So, the first thing that I'm going to do with the money candle is I am going, Henry, I swear to God, I'm going to use this guy, which is just a Sharpie that's dried out. We're going to open the candle up, and I'm going to use that Sharpie in order to carve my money sigil into my green candle. And I don't show what my money sigil is either, because this one, I happen to know that this money sigil works extremely well. So if you want the money sigil, you gotta pay for the money sigil. I give a lot of my sigils out, and I let you guys see a lot of that stuff. This one, y'all will never get for free. Never. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about that. When you're doing something like a money spell, you do want to be very, very specific, because they can backfire. And they backfire in really strange ways. I'll give you an example. I did a money spell for myself. I ended up making a little bit of money. But you know what happened as a backfire? Because I wasn't super specific. That money then I ended up losing money, because one of my payments that I used to pay my bills and rely on got delayed for like 3 weeks, and I got behind on all of my bills, and it was a fucking nightmare. So, yeah, you do have to be very specific when it comes to your money spells and being specific with what you're putting into your money spells. All right, let's start with, did I bring the patchouli over? I swear to God. We're going to start off with our mixture. So the first thing we're doing is we're adding nutmeg. Nutmeg is really good for money drawing, or not nutmeg, sorry, allspice. So we're adding allspice. Allspice is great for protection. It gives a little bit of healing and grounding, and it's also great for drawing in money. The next thing we're doing is we're putting dandelions. Everything that we're putting on this is geared towards money. So dandelions also help to draw money and for happiness and peace. Next thing we're doing is we're putting mint in there. And mint offers a little bit of protection, a little bit of healing, and it's also great for drawing money. We're going to add red clover into this mixture. Red clover, again, clover is for luck, it is for healing, and it is also for prosperity. We're going to add a little bit of the same incense that I put in my ward. So this incense has got rose for healing, cinnamon for success and power. We have anise seed, which offers a little bit of protection. We also have wormwood, which sends any negativity back to the sender. And finally, what was that last one that was in there? Come on, Kaylee, do better. Do better. Oh, Pota Arco as well, which offers healing from sickness. So we're going to add Pota Arco in there. The last thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to take maple leaves, because maple is also used to draw money and protection. So we're going to take the residual bits of a maple leaf and we're going to put a maple leaf in there. Then we're going to, oh, never mind. So then we're going to crunch all of this up together. We're going to crunch, 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 make a mixture. You guys know how it goes. All right, now that we have dressed our candle, or not dressed our candle, made our mixture, I'm going to take patchouli oil, because patchouli also offers protection and a little bit of healing. Can you list the herbs again? Yes. So we have nutmeg, or not nutmeg. Why do I keep saying nutmeg? No. Allspice, which helps with protection, grounding, and drawing money. We have clover for luck and money and protection. We have wild mint. Mint is of protection, grounding, and money as well. We also put an incense that is a mixture of wormwood, which sends negative energy back to the sender. We have anise. We have cinnamon for success. Why is my brain not remembering what anise does right now? I don't know, but it's just not working. Anise, we have cinnamon for success. We have rose for love. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Did you get it all listed down, or did I make it say it too fast and then you didn't get it listed? I will text you the recipe. Can I do that instead of listing it? Oh yes, and dandelion for success. Everything that's in here for success, happiness, and money drawing. Everything that went into this is geared towards making money. So we're gonna take this stuff, and I'm trying to pour it as opposed to sprinkling it with my fingers, which is what I normally do, but it looks like that's going to be the way that I have to do it because I have like wounds on my fingers from the last spell that I did. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our mixture and we're going to put it on our green candle like this. And you want to try to dress it as far up as possible as well. And we don't have a huge amount of this mixture either. And you don't have to coat it. Like if you run out of your herbal mixture and you don't have enough to coat it on all four sides, don't worry about it. It's not going to like ruin your candle or wreck your spell. Please stop moving. But you know what will ruin your candle and fucking wreck your spell? If the candle doesn't stay laying where it's supposed to so you can seal it. So now I'm just drip sealing all of the loose herbs. Now this is partially to help them stay on your candle and partially to provide a little bit of fire safety because the wax provides a coating as well. And you have to remember that we just put oil and herbs on this, so this candle is super fucking flammable. Oh, don't be that way. And this part takes a little bit of time too. You have to be patient with this. Cinnamon is a really good multi-purpose herb. You can use it for a lot of things, and it augments power in any kind of working that you do. It's also a very good protective herb. I feel like I need to put some... You burning your house down? No, I'm not burning my house down. I'm making a money candle right now. I mean, I frequently burn my house down. I'm not gonna lie, most of the time when I do candles, it just about burns my house down. So let's just be real, we like walking on the dangerous end of things. Always use fire safety though, guys. Realistically, like, I joke around about it, but be very careful when you're doing these kinds of candles, because they do burn like a son of a bitch. I don't think it matters necessarily as long as the person who made the candle knows what they're doing. I make my own candles. I very rarely buy spell work from other witches. The only time that I have or consider doing so is if it's a really serious situation that I know that I'm not like the right witch for the job. But I do most of my spell work myself. And if it's a situation, like if we're talking about a situation where I would outsource what I was doing, it's got to be really fucking bad for me to outsource my work. I don't do that very often. Cinnamon would be another, are you meaning like in place of this, like in this candle or in general? Oh, in this instance here, with this candle, what you could use as a substitute for patchouli is you could use cinnamon, you could use rosemary, You could use plain olive oil. There are a lot of different options that you can use when it comes to doing this kind of candle. You're more focused, it's less about specifically what I have put on the candle and a lot more about what the properties are, right? Like, I pick my ingredients. This is why you guys don't see me use a lot of spell books or anything like that. I pick all of my ingredients based on what I know that they do. So when I go over to my cupboard to grab ingredients for a candle, I'm going to go over and look and be like, okay, well, I want this candle to do X thing. So we're going to use this, this, and this because that has the properties that I want. Now, if you've got something like in your situation where one of those herbs is something that you have a reaction to and you can't work with, what you're going to do is find an herb that has as similar properties to the one that you're replacing and that is safe or that'll work better for you. But you want to try to match those properties or that intent as best as possible. So instead of putting patchouli, you could do cinnamon, you could put allspice, you could put lots of things. That goes the same, like one of the ingredients that in this that I wouldn't recommend you try to substitute out is wormwood. Wormwood is not an easily substitutable herb. So that would be the one that I would say in this candle you might want to not substitute out. And there are some spell workings that you can do where you can substitute. There are some spell workings or certain ingredients that you cannot. And it's really important to, when you're doing a spell, whether you get it from here, whether you get it from another creator on here or whatever, you want to make sure that you have alternatives and that you also know the appropriate ingredients to undo whatever spell work you're doing. I got asked today on my page to talk about how to break a hex when you're casting them. And that's exactly what you have to do, is you have to know how to counteract every ingredient that you put into your hex. And there are some ingredients and some types of hexes that cannot be undone. There are steps that can be made to make things easier on the person who received the hex, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the hex is undone, because there are certain kinds of spell work that you just can't undo. Particularly kitchen witchery is very, very hard to undo. Do you guys like when I do live spell work? Like, should I do more spell work lives where I teach you guys how to do different kinds of spells and shit? Would you guys want to see that? Yeah? Might be fun because I do have a lot of like novice witches and new starter witches that follow me. So it might be a good way for me to teach you guys like simple protection and stuff. Okay. So this is good enough. So you can see it's not all, there's a little bit of a space on it, but I've also run out of my mixture. So we're just going to put it in here and light it.